Good morning, 8th grade. Today we're going to continue with Unit 6. Let's begin with lesson number 2, Pronoun Antecedents. We're going to use as a reference pages 302 to 305 of your English book. Let us begin. Agreement with antecedents, okay? Remember that a pronoun is a word that substitutes a noun. And a noun is a person, place, thing, animal, or an idea. So, what is an antecedent? An antecedent is a word for which a pronoun stands, okay? The pronoun is going to substitute a word, and that word that the pronoun is substituting, it's called an antecedent, okay? Let's go to the example. The radio is old, but it works well. Look for the pronoun in this sentence. The pronoun is it. What is it substituting? It is substituting the word radio. So radio is the antecedent. Let's go to the next slide. There's a couple of things that you need to keep in mind for antecedents. The first one is that antecedent does not go always before the pronoun. It can go before or after the pronoun. Example, although she was late, the announcer walked slowly. What is the pronoun in that sentence? The pronoun is she. And she is referring to who? To the announcer. So announcer is the antecedent. The second rule would be the antecedent of one pronoun may be another pronoun. The antecedent doesn't necessarily have to be a noun. It can be another pronoun, okay? By 7 o'clock, I had turned off my radio. I is the pronoun. And what would be the antecedent for I? The antecedent is another pronoun. And that other pronoun is my. Again, the antecedent doesn't necessarily have to be a noun. It can be another pronoun. The third one. A pronoun must always agree with its antecedent in number and in person. A pronoun that is third person singular must agree with its antecedent in gender as well. Remember when we saw personal pronouns? There is a couple of pronouns that have gender. Which pronouns have gender? He, she, her, and him. Okay? So in the case of those genders, the antecedent must agree in gender. In the case of those pronouns, they have to agree in gender as well. So Keith finished his work. If the pronoun is his is third person, singular, masculine. The antecedent must be third person, singular, masculine. So it would be Keith. The antecedent is Keith. 4. When the antecedent is two or more nouns joined by and, use a plural pronoun. If we're using the conjunction and, okay? If we're using the conjunction and with the antecedents, the pronoun must be plural. The example says, James and Clark will give their report next week. James and Clark, we're using the conjunction and, so the pronoun must be plural. In this case, their. 5. When the antecedent is two or more nouns joined by or, use a pronoun that agrees with the noun nearer the pronoun. In the case of the conjunction or, we are going to make the pronoun agree with the noun that is nearer the pronoun. Okay? So if it's singular, did Leon or Roy forgot his cue. Which word is closer to the pronoun? Roy. And Roy is male singular. So the pronoun has to be male singular. In this case, his. Plural. The sportscaster or the reviewers will give their reports on the game. Which word is nearer the pronoun? In this case, reviewers. And reviewers is plural. So the pronoun must be plural. In this case, there. Okay. I hope you understood, guys. If you have any questions, please use Google Classroom and have a nice day. See you next time.